Hey, welcome back again. And we're going to continue this journey on the USTEC index. And I'm going to show you my current performance right here. And as you can see, this is about 4 months so far, 4 or 5 months. And we can see that so far we made a profit of $9,347. And we started with a capital of $3,000. So if I work out the numbers, the gain so far is 311%. And you can see my latest trades on the charts. We basically banking on US Tech right now. And as I mentioned before, this particular index is really, for me personally, it makes money when you're doing good trading. When I say good trading, when you are consistent, okay? And this is one of the reasons why I like trading US Tech, because it's all about making gains. I don't want to trade Euro USD and just make $10 or $20 profit. I want to trade US Tech and literally make on average per week $300-$500. Okay, that's my objective. Now I'm gonna get into a little bit more some information about when you're trading US Tech. Okay. Now, what I said earlier in one of my previous videos. So, what is USTEC? I remember I told you guys it represents the 100 largest non-financial companies listed on the NASDAQ stock exchange. It's backed with tech giants like Apple, Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. Okay, so you need to know when the market moves. That is very crucial. So, one thing I would say, USTEC follows US market hours. You got to follow those hours because of that's the most volatility. That's right around when market open and market close. Okay. Another thing you need to take into consideration is economic indicators are your best friends. Okay. Report on GDP, employment, and consumer confidence. Remember, they can sway the entire market. So if you stay alert on these particular days, you can make a profit because these economic indicators can gauge either if it's gonna be sort of a market sentiment. Okay, so you need to basically pay attention to those. Thing I always say is when you're trading US Tech, NASDAQ 100, the tech trend plays a big role. Any major news on tech regulation or tech innovation can significantly swing in US Tech. So always keep your ear on the ground. So I manage my risk because I have a mental stop loss. I know exactly if there's a certain drawdown that I reach, that's when I'll exit my trade. Okay, and essentially, when you're trading US Tech, you have to remember you are betting on the tech sector, right? So one thing I'll say is, in my particular case, I diversify my portfolio so that I can manage my risk better. Okay, you still like moving average and RSI. They can help you pinpoint the best entry and exit point. They help me personally when I'm trading US Tech. So to wrap up, trading US Tech is not just about watching charts and number. It's about staying informed. Follow the news, understand the economy, and just keep learning. Okay, that's my recommendation. And I'm gonna show you guys I'm gonna show you guys my graph. Okay, so you can see my chart, the way it just gradually kept increasing. So here I'm going to show you guys this is my trading history. Okay, and you can see that the total profit was $9,347, and this is my chart, excuse me. So I took about 338 trades. My drawdown was $981, right? But I'm going to tell you something about something else. You have to take into account the floating open drawdown. So my floating open drawdown was actually higher than that. When I usually say to people is, if you see a drawdown, this is my technique. When I see a relative drawdown of whatever percentage or amount, I usually time it by three, and that'll give me sort of an idea that if my relative drawdown was this amount, the floating drawdown in the future can get up to that times 3 amount. So in this case, 981, let's just round it up to about $3,000. Okay, that's my technique that I use. I don't rely on relative drawdown because I think it's misguiding for me personally. The most important thing for me is floating open drawdown. because that tells me the health of my account. Okay, the higher the drawdown, the more risk you can, the more you're at risk basically. So my profit factor was 3.66. And my overall profit rate, it's 75%. You know, and basically statistics are here, and I'm hope that I can get to a 1,000. My goal for this particular account, right, is to get to 1,000%. I believe that I can get to 1,000% by just being consistent trading USTEC. Okay, I do pay attention to news. I pay attention to economic indicators. I pay attention to the everything related to NASDAQ 100. I'm always I'm like a dog. I'm just literally trying to find everything that I can about what's going on. So my goal is to reach this account to 1,000% profits, and if I can reach to 1,000% ROI, then I can start compounding. That's another topic, but if you know what compounding is in Forex, just Google it and you see what I'm trying to say. And to be honest with you, this graphic looks amazing. For me personally, it does. Because when I started trading USTEC, I was making silly mistakes, really silly mistakes that I started to realize that I can fix those mistakes. Because what I did, I adjusted my strategy. Because I started noticing that I had some really good entries, and when I started trading this, I realized that some of my exit entries were not good, and also sometimes I entered the market not at the right time, so I made adjustments to it. And since then, it's just been consistent. Just remember that when you're gonna trade USTEC, sorry, for me personally, it's a money maker, but I'll probably say, and I always say this, it's not for beginners. If you're a beginner, I don't recommend trading this, because you also need a lot of capital trading USTEC. You can't just come with $2,000. Personally, I'll say at least minimum 3K. The best you can come with is 5K. At least there, your margin level, it's not at risk that much. I'm using a leverage of 1 to 500, so you have to consider that. Remember, leverage is the double-edged sword. So I'm not gonna ramble too much, but this is my stats so far, and the goal is to get to at least 1,000% ROI. Okay, so I'll try and keep myself updated on this trading, and if you guys enjoy this, subscribe, whatever, follow me. And I'm also gonna put a link in the description of a community that I'm part of, which has a lot of good information. Okay, it'll be on the link below. Just click on that, and you'll be taken straight to the community. Anyhow, that's it for me.